What is going on, Panthers Nation? Good morning. Our friend, the Sphere, is back for the final morning of the live stream. Hope you guys are doing well. 6:45 a.m. in Las Vegas. Got to let you guys know there's a ton of content coming out, but the primary reason there's a ton of content coming out is because I'm going to be away, taking the family, going down to Disney. So it should be an exciting time. Fortunately for you guys, I've gone through last night, stayed up pretty late, got up early this morning. I've created a video for each of the free agent signings, giving you a little bit of a breakdown on each of the players as they come through. So I'll have you caught up to speed there as we head out. Day 2 of free agency for the Carolina Panthers. So we have a video dropping, or I have a video dropping, I think at 7:15 Pacific. Just finished cutting that, getting that published on all the podcast platforms. Pretty light day for the Carolina Panthers, to be honest. Not a lot of news. We can break down, I guess before we break down, get you guys tuned in here. On the growl, what is good? How you doing, man? Hope you're doing well. And Marcos, what's up, y'all? Hope you guys are doing well. Holding it down. So pretty light day for the Panthers. Let me actually see. I can't get to it. It's fine. One of the things that's interesting to watch, and we saw it last year, saw it the year before, Panthers players that become free agents, where do they land? The majority of the time, they don't land anywhere. We also had news, and I'll bring that up and I'll talk about it in a second, but we also had news that the Carolina Panthers did not get any compensatory picks last year, or for last year, I should say. They're not going to get any for this season. And when you sign more free agents than free agents that go out and leave to other teams, that's just the nature of the business. The Carolina Panthers have not had a good team. Just where it is. So to date, Xavier Woods and Johnny Hecker traveling over and up or to the side out to Tennessee, joining the Tennessee Titans. I will tell you, man, Xavier Woods played the most snaps in the NFL. I believe every snap on the defensive side of the ball. Really good player. I know it didn't work out per se here. We had some issues in the secondary, communication, over the top, all those things. But, for his time here, being able to battle through, I know last year was just a bad year for the defense in general. And then Johnny Hecker, again, making his way over to Tennessee. Panthers signed a punter yesterday, Sam Martin, coming over from Buffalo. I I don't really, not to knock on specialty guys when it comes to punters. I'm not your punting guru that can tell you how good of a signing this is or isn't. But we'll take it. And lastly, as we talk about players that have left the Carolina Panthers as of today, Lonnie Johnson actually going over to the Las Vegas Raiders. And those are the 3 signings. Of course, the biggest news, I mean, I don't know. It depends on where you rank the news. Possibly the biggest news yesterday was the release of Miles Sanders from the Carolina Panthers. Sounded like, as it was reported by a few folks that cover the team, that they were trying to come to an agreement. Didn't work out. And I know I posted my opinion on Miles Sanders. I've always talked about him. One, he's a fantastic person. I mean, very engaged at training camp, talking to kids, signing autographs, engaging with the fans. I also know he personally, I know he got a little bit chippy heading into this season. He heard what people were saying about him. He acknowledged that earlier in the spring, going into the summer and into training camp. Like, he knew what people were saying about him, but he also acknowledged that he just didn't perform up to expectations. Like, that was one of the things. He didn't shy away from it. So it's not like he was a dud and was kind of boosting himself up. So I wish him the best, man. I just hope, for whatever reason, he does not land in the NFC South. Not that I expect him to just have another breakout. I'm curious to see where he goes. I don't know if he goes back and has a reunion with the Philadelphia Eagles. It feels like, if you could get a smaller $1 to $2 million contract, that somebody eventually is going to pick him up. So I kind of put that as the biggest news, in my opinion. The other news that came through outside of Sam Martin was Brady Christensen. Brady Christensen coming back. That one, I won't say was surprising or shocking, but I did expect Brady Christensen to test free agency. I thought for sure he would have a market, that someone would want to pick him up, that maybe he'd want to be a starter, but he made a decision. And I mean, I appreciate it for him coming back here. He's probably one of the best utility offensive linemen in the NFL. Now, we saw him be able to plug and play. You also have Yash Nijman on the offensive line as well. Both of those guys being versatile and having the ability to step in whenever they need. I'm sure Brady Christensen would love to start and make a push. Always a possibility. I know some folks want to write off Ike Ekwonu, but I don't think that's happening. Guards secure, center position secure. So it'll be nice. It's nice though. You have continuity on the offensive line. I mean, you're talking about bringing back the O line, the depth behind them, and I think that's going to reap benefits for this offense. At least I hope. Knock on wood. We hope that what happened last year was a foundational piece. You get another year in the Dave Canales offense, another year with your core group of guys that you're working with, knowing that Bryce Young's your quarterback. Chuba Hubbard, really good running back. Maybe you can rely on the running game a little bit more. It's what we all hope for. So I'm excited to see where that goes. Now, unfortunately, like we're at the point to where we got to like find a few other guys. In my opinion, when I start ranking positions of need, wide receiver, of course, is always going to be floated out there. With the release of Miles Sanders, now running back. So on the offensive side of the ball, we're still going to need a running back. We'd love to get another wide receiver. I don't know if that means free agency. I don't know if that means we're going to be looking to go through the draft, trade. When I say trade, I know we're not trading for a running back, but a trade for a wide receiver. All options on the table. It's interesting, man. Interesting times. And then on the defensive side of the ball, I know edge. I feel like you can never stop with edge, but maybe they're content with the room as it is now, and then you just go out in the draft, pick up your guy, get some young talent that way. In safety position, you only have two. You have Damani Richardson, and you just signed a safety, so you still got to get at least two. Some folks have talked about Sam Franklin. Sam Franklin, fantastic player as well. Great for the Carolinas. Loves to trash talk and do everything that he does. He's great. Great special teams player. He is not a true every down starting safety, just my opinion. And I think if he was, we would have seen a lot more of him when healthy out there, and we didn't. The rotation that we had, which wasn't great, was a Fuller, a Scott, a Damani Richardson, Xavier Woods. Sam Franklin was way down on the list. Great for special teams. But I think when the Panthers sit right now, they're looking to upgrade every position. I still wouldn't be surprised if he comes back on like a 1-year contract. It would make sense for all parties involved. But as far as free agency and wide receivers, there's not a lot available. I was looking out at the list this morning. It's very slim. And I mean, I don't know that I personally wasn't thinking we'd target DeAndre Hopkins. He goes to the Baltimore Ravens. I mean, through this cycle, a few of the guys that we thought could possibly be available, they're sticking with their teams. Joey Bosa jumping around positions, signed with Buffalo. Not that I, again, expected him to come here either, but never know. Last position group for me, still inside linebacker. I am not sold on Trevin Wallace. It's just me. It's not that I don't think he can get there. I think it could be a lot of rookie mistakes. I think he would benefit from having another year of development, kind of plug and play as we go. I know Dave Canales and Dan Morgan are a fan of getting guys on the field. That's how you learn. That's how you get your reps. That's how you get better. It's how you adjust to the game and the speed. But it also opens up the door for the possibility that the Panthers decide to go inside linebacker. And so I fully keep that in the works. Biggest trend by far, Panthers defense. That's where the issues were. Defensive front. It's not only the defensive front, but it's getting younger across the board, which can't complain about that at all. I will catch up on comments here as I get ready to close out today's session. Marco says, busy day today, first official day. Exactly. It kicks off at 4. 4 o'clock is when things officially happen. New calendar year. Sam Martin, yeah, he had 46.7 yard average. Really good. Yeah, Icky definitely benefited from the scheme this year, I think. Looked much better, especially in run protection. It's a good question here. Do you think we will rework Moton's salary and make him a lifer? I just don't know. I know the Panthers and Dan Morgan, they've said they're content with paying him. And I was looking out today at, I mean, one, the Panthers they're making smart decisions. So there are possibilities where you either restructure, where you add void years, where you extend him. I don't know. I don't know what the Panthers' read is. Could it be that they are going to move on from Mickey after this year? Possibly. It feels like they've made a decision, though, to just stick with what they have to set themselves up. It seems like the plan today is we're going to be really prime, similar to how the Patriots had a ton of money. Panthers having a ton of money heading into next offseason, and maybe that's the big home run that they're able to pull in. Although, as we've seen, very hard to pull in wide receiver talent. So I don't know. I don't know how they're going to have to address that, but I know it feels like the easiest decision. You know, when I landed here, our Uber driver was a 49ers fan, so we were just chopping it up. We just happened to talk about football, and we were talking about players on the roster, highest paid, and like, yeah, I was like, yeah, our highest paid player is a right tackle, 30 million per year. Just the nature of where things sit. I don't know. So it seems I don't have info. So it feels like the Panthers are okay. I don't know if there's a push to make him a lifer, which is a good question. Like, do they want him to just finish his career in Carolina? It makes sense. His durability. I know he missed time last year, but that was really the first time that we'd seen him miss time like that. So possibly 49ers got a fire sale going on. You got that right, man. Absolutely. But anyways, folks, let's see. How am I going to close out? He said, game is won on both sides of the ball. Super thrilled they're going that route. Exactly. I agree. Beefing up, well, offensive line's stable. Defensive line getting that in position. Can't go wrong there. Anyways, folks, that's going to do it. Time to get the day started on the West Coast. We'll be back. Not sure if I'll get another video. I have a ton of 8 or 9 videos coming, but I don't know that I'll get another video in between now and then with any updates, but I'll do my best to stay active on X. As always, appreciate you guys tuning in. You can say goodbye to the Vegas Sphere. And until then, man, y'all have a great day. Appreciate y'all tuning in.